Yeah, 14 years ago, and I decided that I did not want to, you know what I'm saying, help raise or take care of that child at all. So I just left the kid and the responsibility of the other parent, you know, of the father. And now, you know, it's been 14 years. I've been paying my little couple $100s a month in child support because, you know what I'm saying, all he asks for is, you know, a few $100s a month in child support. I've been paying that. I haven't seen my child since basically my child was like, since my son was like 4 months old. That was the last time I seen him. And that was actually the first time I seen him too, when he was 4 years old. And now it's been almost 14 years. I haven't seen my son since he was 4 months old, and he's about to be 14. But anyway, so here's the thing. Now that my son will be 14, you know what I'm saying, the little, you know, few $100s I've been paying in child support, it's been cool, but now his daddy trying to get me to pay more money.
So you didn't even bond with this child. You last had a relationship, according to you, with this child when it was 4 months old. Now it's 14 years old. So 14 years have passed, and you are speaking of it in a transactional context. Like you went to the store, you paid some money, you got a product, and you walked out the store with the product. As a mother, I can't comprehend, understand, nor would I want to. Whether this is a skit or whether it is real life, this is disturbing to me. Let's continue. I'm sorry, y'all. I was trying to let it play, but when she said 4 months to 14 years, but now because she's been ordered to pay additional child support or increase the child support, now 14 years later, you deem it worthy enough based off of a dollar amount to actually be interested enough to bond or to at least interact with this child.
So you know what I'm finna do? Since he want me to pay more money, even though I ain't seen him in 14 years, and I get that. Since he want me to pay more money, I'm finna try to ask for visitation now. Shit, if I gotta pay you, you know what I'm saying, more money in child support, I might as well start seeing him then. Shit, why not? He don't know me at all from a lick of paint. And I ain't even been interested in really knowing him, you feel me? Since I ain't seen him since he was 4 months old, I really didn't have too much care to even get to know my son because I'm like, why? You know, what's the point? I didn't even really want him to begin with, you feel me? So why do I need to get to know my son who I had? You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't want you in the first place, why do I need to know you? I'm cool with just paying my money and keeping my distance. But shit, since this...
She said what she believed in how she felt. She didn't want the child. She didn't want the child, period. But now that she's been ordered to fork over some more money outside of what she was accustomed to paying, now you want to interact with the child? Ooh-wee.
Daddy trying to get me to pay more child support. I might as well get to know him now, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? If you want me to pay you more child support, I should just start seeing him then. Fuck it. Am I right or am I wrong? Like, tell me if I'm tweaking. Because, shit, if he just, you know, if his daddy just fuck around and just say fuck the child support and take me off child support, cool, I'll keep my distance. I don't even need to know the little fella. Shit, he about 14 anyway. He don't need to know me at this point, but I can keep my distance from him if he just take me off child support. But if he want more money, you know what I'm saying? He gotta let me see him. Fuck that. She, goddamn it, that's the only way. That's the only way. Am I wrong?
Is parenting for her about a check or is it about a connection? And the child is 14 years old. That child is accustomed to not having you there. Do we entertain the possibility of trauma? Because nobody can absolutely gauge nor depict how it affects a child when they feel unwanted by a life giver. And based off of this particular clip, she didn't seem to give a damn. It was all about the money. Since took me back to court and then charged me some more money or got the judgment and award for me to have to pay some more money. Now, 14, any child potentially would experience some trauma of rejection, considering that child probably felt rejected for 14 years. Now you done popped in, or you decided you want to pop in. Everybody, including the internet, knows why you popping in. And that it has nothing to do with the child. It's monetary. Who are we protecting here? The mother's rights or the child's well-being?
If I'm paying, think about it. If I'm paying $5,000 a month, I need to be involved in my child life. Yes,
Not.
y'all been doing man. Absolutely. Check this out. If Anton paid me $10 to come on this show, y'all will never fucking see me. Oh shit! Never. But if Anton say, okay, 2K, we got 200, I'll be there. It's just the same fucking thing. She paying more, so she needs to see more.
Same thing.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
How it works.
That's her fucking child.
You get to see more.
That's her fucking child, dog. She did you hear everything else that she said? She said, I didn't want to bring him into the world. I didn't want to have nothing to do with him. Keep your bitch ass away from that kid.
No, y'all paying
Keep
for
your bitch. No, stop.
I need to see this.
No, bro. Stop.
No,
Keep your bitch ass away from that little boy.
I need
Stop,
to see what I'm paying for. I need to see what I'm paying for.
No,
at age 14, the mother doesn't really have a say so if the kid doesn't want to go.
She need to stay away from that kid. She gonna fuck that kid up with every little thing, every little piece of energy she gave that kid is gonna be fucked up.
Well, the energy on money too. The energy is on my money. So you don't want me to see the baby, don't ask for my money.
Nah, that woman is evil. Stay the fuck away from that boy.
No, I'm not saying that she's not evil, but it makes sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Who don't want to see?
Why is she evil?
Because you heard the things that she said. She said she didn't want to have the kid. She wanted to get rid of it. She got rid of it immediately. She didn't see it. She don't care to see it. Then she said, well, shit, I got to pay some money. Since I got to pay some money, I want to see the kid now. Then she goes on to say, well, really, I could just stay out the mix. What the fuck are you? You're just trying to get some clout off a kid that you ain't never seen, pretty much, and that you don't even fucking know. Talking about am I tweaking or not? Yeah, you was tweaking when you gave the child away, man.
Are you not?
All right, so let me ask you a follow-up question, Slim. How is that any different from guys?
What do you mean, how is that any different from guys? I don't think it's any different from guys.
We pay money to stay away.
There ain't no difference. But the difference is there should have been some kind of connection psychologically and spiritually to the child, which you see there was none. So that goes to show you she's just a fucked up person.
No, niggas are stupid. We pay money and then never see what the fuck we paying for. She paying money and want to see her product.
Molly, what's your thoughts on this?
Wow, that was a lot. Slimmy was the gentleman up in the upper right hand corner, and 2K was the gentleman with the beard and the goatee in the lower left hand corner. 2K was saying, okay, if I'm paying for something, I want to see what I'm paying for, as if this whole situation is totally transactional. There is nothing emotionally tied to this based off of his response, but based like the young lady by saying, okay, well, now that I'm ordered to pay more child support, listen, I want to see what I'm paying for. Product versus services. Same thing with 2K. Slimmy was like, yo, keep this mother away from that child at all costs. Whatever you do not allow that child to go and interact and become and have the potential to be in the mother's presence, just for the mother to, once she gets what she wants, to abandon the child again. And now you got trauma reverberating all the way around once more, starting all the way over at such an impressionable and vulnerable age. Now we got two men here that are looking at it from a father's or potential father's perspective, and a masculine perspective, by saying, okay, Slimmy is looking at it from an emotional standpoint by saying, absolutely hell to the no. And then you got 2K saying, well, if I'm ordered to pay more child support, then I have every right to see what the hell I'm paying for. And as far as 2K goes, there's a total detachment here. Is it about the money? Is it about pride or guilt? What Slimmy was saying is that intentions matter. What is the intent of this mother wanting to enter this child's life at this point, 14 years later? Son only got 3 or 4 years before he's considered fully grown by state of law. And will it be more damaging than the absence of that parent that wasn't there. With hormones raging comes a lot of confusion. Whatever he has going on has not included her. Why pop out now? Why show up now? Let's go on to the second clip.
Molly, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm kind of siding with 2K. Like, I don't get the uproar. Men do it constantly, and nobody is in an uproar. It's just like y'all are desensitized to it. But if a woman does it and says exactly her sentiments is a man who don't want the child, what's the problem? Because she carried it. She don't want the baby. Like, so what? She didn't abort it. She would have been a monster if she would have aborted it. She would have been a monster if she would have kept full custody. Like, what can women do that's not going to make them a monster? So, okay,
stop this shit.
men do it all the time. Oh, she's trying to increase my child. Can I speak? I'm sorry. Can I finish?
Feminist.
But men will say the same thing. Oh, she's trying to up my child support. Let me get custody so I can get it knocked down. Let me get some visitation so I can get it knocked down.
You conflating two different things, right? The dude said now, somewhat in his defense, even though I thought he was dead ass wrong, he said the woman was a menace to society, pretty much. He said the woman was horrible. She was a terrible person. That's why he did it. This is not that. This woman gave her child away. She never said nothing was wrong with the man. She never said nothing. She said she immediately just gave up because she did not want to have the kid. It's a totally different situation. So you cannot conflate the two. You can't use that as an example because
at least she didn't dog out the baby daddy. This man made it.
No, you're giving her an excuse. You're giving her an excuse to be wrong.
Men give other men excuses all day.
No, we're not talking about what men do. We're talking about
y'all don't check y'all friends.
We do. I literally just said that man was Molly.
Exactly the same.
Molly, you can't say that. You can't say that because it's not true. I just told you I was against him. I was against him doing it, and I spoke out against him doing it. It's wrong. Period.
So, Miss Molly flipped it. And basically her stance is if it was reversed, which it often is, with the father not wanting to participate or be active in it, and all he has to do is pay child support once he is obligated to increase his support financially. If he wanted to see his child, what would be the difference? And I'm going to give some pushback on that because of my personal experience as a mother that goes through a 10-month gestation period. You feel that child develop inside of you. You feel it move. You feed it. It is up to the mother to determine whether that child lives or dies. And a step further than that, if she chooses to allow the child to live, will you position it to thrive? That goes from picking and selecting and choosing to have it with the child's father to the decisions that you make as the mother. From here on out, from the time that you heard that test was positive, life should be different. Maybe it was a one-night stand. Maybe it was a fling. Maybe it was a toxic relationship. Maybe she was going through some things personally by trying to resolve her own personal traumas where she didn't have the capacity to take on another human being while she was doing that. Could be a myriad of reasons. However, we are still held to task and still held responsible for the decisions that we make. And what Molly said, Miss Molly, she said she didn't want the baby. She didn't want it. Now, at the beginning of the stream, I gave kudos to the mother by saying that she could have terminated the pregnancy. She did not. She could have given the child up for adoption. She did not. She chose, for the sake of context, to give the child to the father. Not only that, knowing what risks came with that or what the outcomes would come with that, yeah, I'm gonna probably have to pay some child support. Okay, we good with that as long, is things are what they are, and I'm okay with that. I made my peace with that. Now you digging deeper into my pockets. I want to know why. But again, is this a financial transaction, or should it come from a place of emotional responsibility? Now, this next clip threw me for a loop. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Experiencing as a child, that child does not need that mother. She does not need that mother back in her life. It's only going to damage the child, and that's coming from experience. It's just going to damage her and set her up for set him or her up for trauma that she doesn't need. Until that child is old enough and mature enough, then I say come back into that child's life. But that's not needed. It's just you gave the child up. Stay away until that child grows up. That's it.
That's like
So her position was stay out of the way. Go ahead and do what you got to do from a financial standpoint. Fathers do it every day. If I want to talk about the legal rights versus the emotional rights for a minute. Legally, as a mother, she does have some rights, or I will say she may have rights. But emotionally, rights don't equal relationship. You don't have an emotional bond with this child currently. And the trigger for you as a mother to establish any type of communication with this child stemmed from a financial standpoint. Now, it is customary to think and to say and to assume that when a child grows during a gestation period in your womb, in your body, everything that you do, this child relies upon you for. And I'm speaking from a life giver perspective. There's that saying, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. It's that way for a reason. Because fathers don't have wombs. They got seeds. Their bond is God-given. By the gift and the blessing that He has bestowed upon us. It has nothing to do with man. A bond is an internal. Law of money is external, which means it can be subjected to different narratives, to different perspectives. A bond is a bond. It's a connection. So my question is, should courts look at intent and history, not just biology and money? We know we come from a very flawed system, a very broken system, but it's still by design. It's still intentional. Let's listen.
She can't even fathom it.
I just don't like it. I don't like when men do it. I don't like when women do it. And honestly, this woman hasn't been in this child's life. I just say, if the courts are going to make you pay the money, but I don't think she should be able to see that child. I do think it's a little different with the mother, because a child without a mother, I mean, of course, not having a father is one thing also, but a child without a mother, it's some damage there to that child. I wouldn't want to introduce her, because I don't think I don't think she's going to stay.
Why
I
y'all?
don't think she cares. So I wouldn't want to introduce her.
Why?
The 14 years this child hasn't needed you. This child hasn't been through 8 or 9 years or 10 years of schooling, including kindergarten, to where a situation couldn't have warranted a mother's point of view or my mother's point of view. But the only trigger and the only difference between 4 months and 14 years of age is that you got to fork up a few more dollars every 30 days to support my growing needs. As if there is no understanding and no connection, no bond to understand that not only am I a part of you and you brought forth life by bringing me here, but then you turn around and the only reason that you would even entertain for you and I to occupy the same space is because now you gotta pay more money.
Y'all think that motherhood is that important?
It's very important. Just like fatherhood is very important.
Okay, listen. I get that motherhood is cool when you got it, but that's like the one thing in the world you probably don't need. Like when you leave the house, nobody gonna fucking nurture you, show you that love that your mama showed you. The hoes ain't gonna show you that love that your mama showed you. Like that's like the one thing that you probably can go without. Literally.
So
that's
just
like one
for your whole life. Is that what you're saying?
Not that's what I'm saying. It's just something that's kind of like if I had to make a sacrifice on anything, it'll be love. Like because don't nobody love you when you outside.
But you have to have a level of compassion, or else you just be beating up.
You don't.
You do.
The most successful people got no fucking compassion for nobody.
You do, and men in turn have it even more because you have both. So you're able to do exactly what you're talking about.
So
you have an Y chromosome, correct?
Could I? Yeah, I think. Can I survive off of pure love alone?
Can you survive off what?
Pure love alone. Like love.
What do you mean?
Look, can I survive off of love alone? Like just love. Like no other life lessons, but love. I just go around loving everybody. Can I survive off of it?
And that's why I think both parents are essential. Your mother teaches a lot of things, and your father teaches you a lot of things. But it comes in stages, because you have the nursery stage, right? And then you have the stage of adolescence.
Everything my mama taught me got me hurt. Like my mama was my first toxic relationship with women.
But no, and I don't know your mother, no disrespect, but if your mother is a toxic person, your mother's a toxic.
No, she's not toxic.
That has nothing to do with.
Okay, so listen.
No, she has to be for you to have a toxic relationship with you.
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you.
I agree with that, and he's going to rebuttal that, and he has the right to do so because that's his experience. But what I will say, hold on, y'all, is that toxic relationships come and manifest in all different forms and variations. Then if that is not adhered to, there will be an imbalance, therefore there will become dysfunction and toxicity. He's saying, you don't even need the mama. Well, if you don't need the mama, then why couldn't you birth that son or that daughter? If the feminine energy is unnecessary and not needed, then why can't you do it all? Why do you need a womb to bring forth life? When those pendulums are disrupted, it creates chaos. It creates imbalance. And it seems like 2K is speaking from a place of trauma. And I know he touched on it, but we're going to finish letting him explain why he feels and believes that a mother and a mother's presence to a child is not warranted, needed, and it's unnecessary.
Why is toxic? Well, she taught me to be a gentleman, open up doors for women. And when I got in the world, hey, you got cursed out for opening the door for a woman. You don't pull out a chair for no woman. You got everything she was teaching me for one, it was like my mama was teaching me to date her versus teaching me how these hoes was that I had to deal with. These bitches didn't want me to pull out their truck. They wanted $40. They didn't give a fuck about me being a gentleman. Actually, I finished last because I was the nice guy. She set me up for failure. She was raising me to be the nigga that she never had.
Well, can I ask a question? It's personal, I guess, a little bit. Was your dad there?
I mean, he came. He came through at nighttime. He wasn't there when I woke up.
Okay.
He came through, so he was not in the household. His presence was not consistent. His influence was not consistent, nor was his teachings and what he was intending to pass along. So there was already an imbalance. There was already potential trauma in the mix of it all. With it, he was there, but he wasn't there all the time. So mom had to make it do what it do, but she can only operate in her feminine energy because that's how she was created. At the end of the day, it still took two. Women get a lot of heat for that very reason alone, that we are the life givers and the life bearers. Fathers are diminished. The roles are diminished. It is pushed that we don't need masculine energy, much less in our culture. God forbid we ask for it to be in our homes where children are present.
Okay, so that's where she set you up for failure. Not the things that she taught you, because you should teach women, you should teach girls and boys to be respectful, and you should teach them how to interact properly in environments.
No, this is the crazy part about it.
But if you don't have context to all of that, then yes, you're teaching them wrong. But that wasn't your mother's job to teach you. That was supposed to be your father's job.
Listen, my dad was telling me the whole time, but I thought because his ways sounded wicked that he was wrong. And my mama was right because her shit was rooted in love. She was like, no, 2K, you treat her like this and you be a gentleman and you be nice. And my dad was like, man, fuck that hoe. Go fuck her sister. That's what I should have been doing, because every time, hold on. Every time I was being nice, it got me fucked over. Every time I was doing what my dad told me to do, I was winning.
I agree. Everything a mother tells you is going to eventually get you hurt sometime in the world. Love is going to get you hurt sometime in the world. Compassion, all that shit that a woman teaches is going to get you hurt somewhere down the line in the world.
Teaching me how these hoes was that I had to deal with. These bitches didn't want me to pull out their truck. They wanted $40. They didn't give a fuck about me being a gentleman. Actually, I finished last because I was the nice guy. She set me up for failure. She was raising me to be the nigga that she never had.
Well, can I ask a question? It's personal, I guess, a little bit. Was your dad there?
I mean, he came. He came through at nighttime. He wasn't there when I woke up.
Okay, so that's where she set you up for failure. Not the things that she taught you, because you should teach women, you should teach girls and boys to be respectful, and you should teach them how to interact properly in environments.
No, this is the crazy part about it.
But if you don't have context to all of that, then yes, you're teaching them wrong. But that wasn't your mother's job to teach you. That was supposed to be your father's job.
Listen, my dad was telling me the whole time, but I thought because his ways sounded wicked that he.
But was your daddy there? I understand what he told you, but was that on golf night? Was that while y'all was breaking bread? Was that while y'all were taking a drive down the freeway in his spare time? Or was he present and explained to you in context what that actually entailed? Because your mama seems to have gotten the brunt end of the bargain when she gave the most sacrifice. She did what she knew in her essence what there was to do. Do we overvalue one role and undervalue the other depending on our personal circumstances? Because it sounds like that's what happened to 2K. It sounds as if his mother was his primary influence, and then whatever he chose to take from her and implement in his personal relationships didn't work at that point in time. But is it all her fault? And does it make her wrong? Because again, I want to go back to the intent. I want to go back to the intent. It sounds as if she was telling him what she knew. That she was speaking from personal experience, and she did the best with what she had, and she passed it along to him. But instead of saying, okay, it didn't work, some things didn't work, we resort to saying, well, it messed up my whole perspective in life when it came to relationships. Do we overvalue one role and undervalue the other, depending on our personal circumstances? Another question I'm going to ask, or should it depend on who has been there for that child? Everybody's family is not broken, but many are, more than should be. But where does any type of positivity, any type of grace, any type of consideration that is given for those that are doing the best with what they have? And there comes a time when those children become adults and have the information and the wherewithal to be able to decipher, because I appreciate y'all. That is my time.